I'm pleased to say we're joined by one of the Riley's qualifiers for the UK Open next weekend, Brandon Weston. Thanks for the time, Brandon. How are you doing?
No worries. Cheers, Alex. Yeah, doing very well, thank you.
Glad to hear it. And there's only one place to start, isn't there? In less than a week's time, you're going to be in Minehead playing in the UK Open. How are you feeling ahead of making your debut in a PDC major event?
Yeah, confident. I feel really good with my game at the moment. I'm playing good darts locally and further on. So yeah, I just feel really confident and comfortable with my game at the moment. I'm putting in the work to kind of keep it there.
And you won at Riley's Norwich last weekend. It was one of the events on the final weekend of the qualifiers. We've now had the draw come out for the UK Open as well. Is it all sunk in now what you're going to be doing next week?
Kind of. I'm just trying to take each day as it comes, really. Like every conversation I have with friends and family is about darts. So yeah, it's getting there. But obviously, until I'm there Thursday night, it'll probably sink in then. So.
And you're going to be a new name to many of our listeners. So give us a bit of background on yourself. Where do you live and what do you do for work?
I'm Colchester based. So. I live in Colchester, have done my whole life. I work in Ipswich and London for basically a plant company with flowers and plants. And the way I work, basically work for QVC, the tele shopping company. Our plants go on their TV shows and I basically produce what goes on there, pretty much.
Nice. And how about the darts then? Where did it all begin for you? How old were you when you first discovered the game?
Probably around 10, 11. My granddad, my mum, my dad all play darts, so I've kind of grown up with darts. I probably had my first board around in the house, proper length and stuff, around 10, but I always used to have the magnetics when I was really, really young. But yeah, ever since 11, I've kind of just had a dartboard in the dining room. I just backed on there every day. But yeah, and then I played Martin Adams when I was 13. I beat Martin Adams, hit a 180 during that game. It kind of sparked me into going to youth competitions and youth Super League and stuff like that for Essex. So yeah, that's kind of my journey at the very start. But on from that, around 14, 15, I suffered with dartitis massively. I've probably had it 6-7 times really. But I stopped playing for 7 years. And then probably, 4 or 5 years ago, I picked them back up and haven't really stopped.
Well, it's quite the story so far, isn't it? And you mentioned the win against Martin Adams in an exhibition. I think you were around 12, 13. Tell us a little bit more about that experience going up against a legend of the game at such a young age. Yeah,
so I wasn't actually down to play on the night. My mum and dad wanted to go, obviously, just for the exhibition. And my mum said, just bring your darts. I brought my darts. I wasn't down to play. And then on the night... one of the people from Riley's come up to me and just said, did you fancy a game? So yeah, I had a little practice, played Martin, and to be fair, I had 212 in 6 darts, so 180 and then 32, but I went tire straight in the 32, 13 years old, screamed like a little girl. So. But yeah, I had a sponsorship from Riley's come off the back of that when I was 13.
Yeah, I heard about the sponsorship with Riley's as well. At that such a young early age, were you thinking a career as a darts player could happen back then?
Not at all. I just wanted to enjoy my darts. I didn't put in enough hours. I didn't really know what it meant. I was just there for purely fun. And yeah, I didn't think a career in darts. At that age, I really didn't know what I wanted to do, to be honest.
That's fair enough. And you mentioned after that suffering with dartitis, taking a long break from the game around 7 years. When did you first notice it appeared in your game?
Just one youth game. I can't picture it, but yeah, we used to play Youth Super League in Witham. And yeah, just one day I just thought, this isn't normal, and like, obviously asked people what it was, and they're like, yes, it's dartitis, quite common. But yeah, and I struggled for about 2 years with it, I think, and then eventually I just thought, nah, this I'm not enjoying the game anymore. I took the dartboard down from my house, and yeah, I just stopped playing. Obviously, my dad put the dartboard back up because he likes to throw, and yeah, we moved house, and then eventually I started getting back on the board.
So you had that long break away from playing. Was there a point during that break that you thought you might never pick up a set of darts again?
Yeah, pretty much until I did start picking up darts again. I never thought I'd walk in my mum's house, and my bedroom was next to the hallway where the dartboard was, and every day I'd look at the dartboard and just walk past, and then something just clicked again. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I picked up my darts, and to be fair, I managed to get back the set that I beat Martin Adams with. I've had 2 sets of darts my whole career, but yeah, I googled what darts they were and got the 18-gram set of darts there. I don't play with them anymore, but that's kind of, it spurred me to get back to what I know.
Yeah, the comeback at the end of 2019, you'd say how it got off the ground there. What got you back playing after that? What events did you start to play in to sort of get that love back for the game?
Just local events, and I was like development tour, just stuff like that. Yeah, local Colchester events, but yeah, nothing too out there. Development tour probably the main one, but I was never any good. But I was just trying to get the love for the game back more than going there and trying to win a dev tour.
Well, it looks like you've got that. You mentioned the development tour. You've also been playing Q School, the challenge tour as well. What have those experiences been like, I guess, testing yourself at that high level?
Yeah, I mean, I've gained a hell of a lot of experience over the last sort of 3 years. But yeah, like travelling to Germany on my own just to try and put myself out there. I met a really nice guy, Chris Hogg, in Germany, which I played. I lost to. I missed 17 darts, but it's probably the best game I've ever played for my career. Because from there, I've got a good friend. I've got a good team now because of that game. I'm sponsored by Kat, Chris's other half, and she pretty much picked me up from that game. So because I went to Germany, I've kind of made a lifelong friend from it. So it's just experiences like that. It's helping me through and getting the enjoyment back.
Definitely, and the Riley's qualifiers for the UK Open is a big opportunity for any player to throw their name in the hat, try and qualify for a PDC major event. Before you won the one in Norwich last weekend, how close had you been before to qualifying?
I lost in the final the time before against Dash Coleman, so yeah, I've been on pretty good form. I think I got last year maybe round 4, round 5. But I come on a long way. I lost to Ollie King. I don't know if you've heard of Ollie. I lost to him last year, and then I beat him 4-0 in a semi one of the times in Norwich this year. So yeah, I'm quite happy with where everything's come, really.
So you mentioned there you got to the final of the first one in Norwich a few weeks earlier. What was it like going back then last weekend, knowing that you had got so close and you've got to basically start all over again, haven't you, right from that first round?
Yeah, no, it was fine, to be honest. I had a couple of days where I thought, I'd let myself down in the final because I got battered. I lost 5-1 to Ash. I had a couple of days reflection, and then it was all go again. I knew I was going there, so just if I can make one final, why can't I make another one, type thing.
Definitely, and we all remember the famous pool cues for Rockies at Norwich a few years back. I hear that the facilities they're much improved these days, but it's still a long day. There's lots of players there. There can be hours between games. So how tough are these qualifiers?
Yeah, they are. But to be fair, Mem that was running it, she ran it to perfection. To be honest, she knew when the games needed to wait. She knew when they needed to be played, and the first time around she ran it perfect. The second time around it was run exactly the same. So yeah, it's props to Mem actually getting the games on perfectly fine. So
glad to hear it. And you beat Mark Sadler in the final to book your spot at Minehead. What was that moment like when the double goes in and you've got your spot at the UK Open?
Well, I missed about 7 match starts before it, so I was just happy to get over the line. It's more relief rather than, oh my god, what have I done? I've had so many texts from like my mum and stuff like that. She's like, you nearly give me a heart attack, because I think I was 4-2 up, averaging like 105, and she goes, oh, it's fine. And then I just started to miss loads of doubles. 4-4 his darts, I was fearing the worst. I actually thought about Ash's game in the last leg, but 13 dart last leg, I can't really complain.
No, what a way to get over the line. And we mentioned him before we started, friend of the show. He's a friend of yours as well. Jake Fuel helped us out with a bit of research on yourself before we called you up. But he said, just don't ask what your record is against him. Should we quickly move on?
My record's better now than what it was. to be fair, Jake used to bash me about. But yeah, our recent games have been in my favour, so I've got a lot to thank Jake for, really.
Me and Jake, we're long-suffering Colchester United supporters. He mentioned that you're a half-hearted fan of the U's, but Liverpool's your team. We're talking today, it's a big game against Chelsea. Are they going to bring it home?
I hope so. I'm going to the pub in a minute, so with a bit of luck.
Fingers crossed. Well, it's only been a week since you won that qualifier, but have you got all your plans in place for Minehead next week? Who's going to be going along with you to support you?
Everything's sorted my end, so it's literally just get there, settle down, and then get there on the Friday morning and see what I can do, really.
And have you got any friends, family coming with you to Butlins?
Yeah, I've got my mum and my girlfriend coming, so nice easy support. I've got two nagging women.
And first up for you is Dom Taylor. He's one of the new tour card holders for this year, and it's a tough route that you've got if you're going to get to that draw for the fourth round. You've with the likes of Van Gerwen, Luke Littler, but you've potentially got John Henderson, Gian Van Veen. What was your reaction when you saw the whole draw?
Yeah, to be fair, they're just people in front of me. There's no easy games in that venue. If you're in a PDC major, there's going to be tough games. I've put in enough work to feel like I can get the job done against those people. But if you're asking them the same question, they've done enough work to get past me. So yeah, I'm confident in my own game, and if I turn up on the day, I will win.
And lastly, before we let you go to the pub, beyond Minehead, what else have you got your eye on darts-wise for the rest of the year? Are you playing the full season on the Challenge Tour? Anything else you got lined up as well?
I'll do most of the Challenge Tour. I want to do the ADC in Middlesbrough, Aylesbury. But yeah, Essex as well, County. So just progressing my game, working hard and working towards 2025, really. I put in enough work, so hopefully I'll get the rewards soon.
Well, Brandon, great to chat to you. Congratulations again on qualifying for the UK Open. Wish you all the best for Minehead next week and what else is to come in 2024 as well.
Lovely. Perfect. Thank you, Alex.